Hey there folks, I'm JD. Welcome to my channel. Watch My Service, providing vintage pocket watch servicing. You can get a hold of me at jdwatchservice@gmail.com if you want me to do any work on pocket watches, please. So what do we have here today? We've got a case from a back end of a pocket watch that I was repairing, right? So this is a case back for a pocket watch. And what we have is a couple of dents on this case. So the first dent, I think you can see the dent right here. I think you can see that dent. It's just shading is pretty tough. You have to have it reflect off of something to see the dent properly. Or you just lift it up like that. Let me turn it around like this and see if it does a better job at exposing that dent. A little bit, not as much though as I thought it might. So, oh, there it is there. You can see the dent now by my finger. So what I'm going to try to do is get rid of this dent. So what do you do to get rid of a dent? So I had a guy that years ago that came when I bought my car. It was in 2009. It was a Honda Accord Coupe Sport, 300 horsepower, great car. And it had a dent in it. My friend said, "Hey, nice car, but what about the dent?" I was like, "Well, what do you mean, what about the dent?" He said, "You got a dent in your car." I'm like, "Are you friggin' kidding?" He goes, "Nope, look at it from this angle and you'll see the dent." And I was like, "That's my ex-friend." So I said, "Jesus, thanks a lot." I won't mention his name, but it kind of upset me a little bit. But so I called up the dealership I bought it from and said, "Hey, is there any chance you guys can deal with this dent in the car? Because I didn't see it when I bought it and I don't like it." So the dealer said, "Yeah, sure, I'll send some guy over and he'll fix it." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." So they had a guy, his name was the Dent Doctor. And he came over with his son, and he had this van, and he had all these tools in the back of the van. But fundamentally what he did was he had all these little things like I've got here, and an end here that you can use to hammer. And he kind of just worked that dent until it was gone, so which was kind of weird. So the dent here, I'm thinking I can work this dent as well. I've done this before successfully. I don't do it a lot, but I'm going to show you how it's done. If you've got a big dent in your pocket watch, then it might be a little tougher, but I can see by moving it like this where that dent is, right? So it's right there. It's sort of just to the right of that nick right there. So I can see the dent, and just to confirm where that is, yeah, there it is there. So somebody dinged this watch years ago. And what you do, I like to start with a big fat dent remover. So what I do is you just work this around like this. Now this might be too big. No, not that much. So let me show you here. I'll get my hammer out. It's MC hammer time. I know you like my humor, so I'm going to keep doing it. You might have just seen my previous video on the Freestyle Shark 2 watch. Actually, it's a pretty good watch. It was well sought after back in the day, but very stylistic and stuff. So what I do here is I just work. I got a hammer and I got this here. So I just work that dent until it's gone. So it's and you can work it from both sides. I'll work it from this side just so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just tapping this like this. And I'm not sure if I'm tapping it hard enough yet, but I just want to work that dent. And I don't know, I just go sort of back and forth. You can actually feel it rising up, eh? Like there's a little rise point there. I might be able to hit it with a flat one to start off with, to flatten it a bit, and then go from there. So let me get a flat one out here. Okay, this is a flat one, and it's not too big, so it's I might be able to, I know it's curved a bit, so the flat one might not work exceptionally, but it's not a huge dent though, so it's just a small dent. So I can, and you can actually feel it with your fingers as you go through, and you can feel where the dent is. So the dent is right around here, so it's actually pushing up like a little dome. So if I hit that down, right, and to move in circles, so you're kind of melding that dent in with the rest of the pocket watch. Did it get anywhere? It moved it a bit, I think. Let me get back down here again. So imagine my wife is trying to figure out what the hell am I doing up there. Yeah, I can really see the dent there. I'm going to work it with the pointed one, because the flat one it's moving it but not a lot. So I'm going to go for a smaller rounded one, rounded tip here, and see if I can work that, because I can feel it right there. And I know I can push that over. Now let me look at if I've damaged it from the other side. Oh, it's almost gone. It's really good. Right there is where it's sticking up now. So it's on the side here, right there. So I'm going to just work that over again. This is what the dent doctor was doing. Now let me have a look again on the side. Ooh, almost gone. Not much dent left there. And I can see it's just on the end here. So on the edge, right over here, more. So if I just... Let me have a look at what it looks like again. I can almost not see it now. I think that's good enough. I can barely see the dent there. And overall, I can see a little bit pushed in this area here, but it's not that visible. And I can see a pock mark right there. I doubt if I can get rid of that. So that's a dent too, but it's pretty significant. There is, this watch looks like it was kind of hit in the corner here too at one time. So it has a scratch in there, but that dent that was over in the corner. Okay, here's one that's a crease right there. If you can see that crease there? So let's work on that crease for a second. So that's, if I look at where I am right now, okay, there it is there. Can you see that crease there? There it is there. I can raise it up and let me point with my tweezers. It's right there. That's where that crease is. On the other side, it's there. It's a good view of it there, pretty evident, and it's pretty nasty. So I think I should be able to flatten that crease. But that's going to require me to focus on that point, just that point, right? So this one is too wide for that. I need to get a sharper one to work that crease. So what I'll do is switch to, let me see, this one here maybe? Yeah, this one here. And then you've got to make sure that you go back and forth on both sides of that crease, right? And you can feel it when you run that over, you can feel that crease, right? So I want to push that out. If you have to, you can push it out even further, right? And then go to the other side and flatten it. So I've done that too before. So it's a different technique. So I'll just tighten this hammer up a bit because it's loosened up a bit. And there it is there. So I'm going to work this back and forth, and we're going to go back and see if that crease is still there. All right, let me mark that so you know exactly where it is. Just so you can see it later, I'm going to take a marker. And I'm going to make a red mark on the edge. And I want to just I'll say the crease was right here. Right? That's where the dot is. So it's just on the inside of this. Right? So I can go back, and if that crease is gone, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So let me just go back here. And this is the farmers kind of walking around with their pocket watches and just smucking things as they walk by, like doorknobs and stuff like that. So let's just work this from side to side. I'm going in circles right now. Have a look and see if anything is gone there. It actually looks a lot better already. As you can see, the crease is getting better. I got to take a little bit more out of it. So turn that around again. I can kind of see where it is. And like I said, you can feel when you're doing this, as you roll over that crease, you can feel it. So I just want to make sure I'm going back and forth. that is really good. If you have a look at the other side, see, it's almost invisible now. And it's right where you get to the edge of this thing right here. So I'm going to go right in on the edge, because that's exactly where that crease is. Let me tighten the hammer again. This thing wants to loosen all the time. So it's right on the edge right there. So if I get in there, there we go. Let me look on this side here. And that crease, just a tiny bit more, because I can still sort of see it, but it's not like it was before. So I just turn that around again, and I'm going to pound it again right here. Let me feel for it. Yeah, I can feel it right there. Let me have a look. Alright, that's almost invisible now. So what I'm going to do to push out, as you can see, you can almost not see it now, right? It's just sort of gone now. So what I want to do is, because it's right at the edge and buckling it, right? I want to turn that around, and I'm going to get another one of these jobby doohickeys. I'm going to get this one right here, which is the flat one, and I'll be able to go right up against the edge there, right where that crease was, and then and work that for a second, right? And that will get rid of the cut in that edge there. So if I do it right there, right, that's going to really help. So I'm leaning this thing over a bit, right? So I'm just trying to, let me just move the camera up a bit so you can see. But I'm leaning that like this, just so I don't flatten anything else, right? And I got to tighten my effing hammer again. I think I need a different hammer. Let me get myself a different hammer. Alright, did that do it? Let me have a look here. Hang on. Might have done it. Look at the other side here. Yep, that's not bad. It's hard to see right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a round one in there now, and finishing it off with a round one that's not super sharp. So this one right here, and that's just going to go over the edge here, so that looks a little bit better. And just get it, this hammer's loose again, of course. And I just want to go over the edge here and just make sure I'm good. Let me have a look on the other side. Wow, that is really good. That's pretty much gone. I'll look at it sideways here. See if it's pushing out a bit now, and I don't think it is. That is almost undetectable. You can see the tiniest little line in there that I'll probably never be able to get rid of. And I'll just make sure that I'm flat on the other side, so I'm going to replace it with the flat one again. But I'm going to basically tap it from the other side to get rid of any inconsistencies at the top. Because I did a lot of pounding there, so tighten this friggin' hammer up again. There we go. There we go. I think that is done. Good job. Good job. One dent gone. So that's it. That's how you remove dents from pocket watches. I don't know if any of the other pocket watches I have over here have a big dent in it. This one looks fine. This is a nice old watch that I've had for years. I dropped it and cracked a friggin' crystal, so I got to replace the crystal on it, but it still runs exceptionally well even though I dropped it. And this one here, that's my old beater here. I've got many pocket watches, but I've got this one. I love this one because it opens up. Let me wind this for a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I usually wind a pocket watch around 20 times and no more, because I don't want the watch to bunch up around the arbor and have a really bad angle of the mainspring to the barrel, to the outside of the barrel. So this is a beautiful watch, right? Now I've got this thing going and fixed it, and now it's running exceptionally. A very nice watch. It's a very nice pocket watch. So, and it's running very well. Let me see if it's still running here. Should be. Get my opener out. Let me see. Can I open this thing up? Let me see. There it is. Not a bad opener. I've got a better one than this, actually, but this is not too bad. There we go. Let me just open that up, and there it is running away. And it's running strong. So, and it's very accurate, actually, too. So, love this pocket watch. It's among my favorite old pocket watches, although I have a ton of other ones that I haven't looked at in years. So when I close the case, use a cloth on the top to push down. That way I don't leave any marks, and same with this. These are both friction fit when you push them down, so I like that about it as well. I may, in fact, bring this pocket watch to dinner tonight. What do you think? I'll not that I'm going to feed it, okay? I'm just going to bring it to dinner. So there you go. I'm sure the video is going to be super noisy, but there I've removed some dents that were ugly. There's a couple on the edge here that I might work on, but for now that's good enough for the video, and that's how you remove dents from a pocket watch case. Just go on the web and find this tool. I think you probably buy it on Amazon, but it's a pretty simple tool. It's about this size for my hand, right, like that. And just buy this and use it, and I'm telling you, you're going to be satisfied. It's a lot of fun too. So take care. I'm JD again. This is Watch My Service. Please subscribe, please like, and please share my videos with others. And I provide vintage pocket watch servicing, and you can reach me at jdwatchservice@gmail.com. And please leave lots of comments, because I do love the comments. I read them and comment back always. Thanks a lot, and stay safe.